to my channel. This is Star Crafted Blend, and I decided today to start with crochet, since that's kind of where I started on my crafting journey. Plus, I have been working with resin, and well, I'm still learning. So I'm just gonna grab something here I made with resin. I made this desk plate. It's yeah, it didn't turn out the best, but I did make this. I have some other things we'll go over when we move out to the resin room in another video. But I'm trying, I'm practicing, and I'm learning all the mistakes. So anyway, that was a resin thing. This is for the travel business that I have. And let's get back to what we are doing today. I am currently working on a pattern. I'm not going to show you yet, but I'm currently working on a pattern that's in overlay Mosaic Crochet. So I'm not going to work the pattern with you, as I explained in my introduction video. I'm not going to work the whole pattern with you, but I am going to work some of the steps with you. And this is a lovely orange yarn. This is not obviously what the colors the pattern is in, but I just want to do a couple of basic stitches first, and then once we have those, then we can work a row of the pattern. And I will also put a link. This is a pattern that I got off of Etsy, and I will put the link in the description below. But let's go ahead and do some basic stitches. Sorry, I also wanted to mention my daughter made me this bracelet. How cute is that? Has my name on it. I don't know if you can see it, but I love it. Okay, so we're gonna start with a slip knot, and you can wrap the yarn around your finger, and you can just, this long tail, I usually just stick my hook in and pull it through and then tighten it. And that gives you the slip knot. There's a few different ways to do slip knots, but that's what I find most comfortable. I'm going to do a chain. Let's do a chain of 20. So to do a chain, I'll pull that out a little bit. To do the chain, let me just double check the numbers here. Okay. Let's actually do a chain of 22. So to do a chain, you'll just take your hook. I usually hold the tail and take your hook, just wrap that yarn around, bring it through. Take your hook, wrap the yarn around, bring it through, and you're gonna end up with what looks like a braid at the side. So we're gonna do a chain of 22. So that's 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and 18, 19, 20, 21, and 22. Sorry, I sped it up for you a little bit. So now we've got our chain, 22 in that chain. So now we want to work our way back. Now I usually do it this way. So I've got my chain of 22, and then what I do is I turn it to where you see the bumps on the back. And in the second chain, that's this one here, so the second chain from the hook, I go into that back bump and make a single crochet. Let me show you it again. So you go into that back bump with your hook. You got one on there, and then you go in through, grab the yarn, pull it through. Now you have 2 loops, and then you're gonna grab the yarn again and pull through those 2 loops. We're gonna do this all the way back down the chain. So again, into that bump on the back, and then pull through, then grab your yarn, pull through again. Tail, and I'll show you why later. Next, I'm going to grab a different color. So with this one, we're going to go ahead and do a slip knot again, like we did before. And starting in the back at the beginning, instead of turning our work over, because this project you won't be turning at all. So at the beginning and the end of every row, you're going to do a single crochet into the first stitch, under both. And we're going to go ahead and do that single crochet. Now, and we're not actually making a pattern at this point, but just in case, this is just, words are hard. So this is just basically a tutorial of how to do the overlay mosaic crochet. This isn't showing you the actual pattern. So anyway, I think I've already said that enough, so you guys are very aware. But you'll single crochet as normal under the first one, and then in the next ones, we're going to go ahead and just single crochet in the back loops only, all the way across. And this is just going to leave this edge here in the front for work we'll do later. So I'm going to go ahead and get this single crocheted in the back loops all the way across, and then I will meet you when we get to the end. All right, so I finished almost that second row that we were working on, all in the back loops except for the first stitch, and I'm on the last stitch. And I just wanted to remind you, first and last stitch are always going to be between or underneath both of the loops of the braid. So you can see them right there. Hopefully we're going under both instead of just the back loop. Sorry about that. Okay, so we've got that. And now that we've reached the end, we're going to go ahead and fasten off this color. And I'm just going to cut that. Yeah, I found my craft scissors. So I'm just going to do one more row just like that. Only this time I'm gonna pick up this lovely orange yarn again and make my slip knot. Again, we're gonna start at the beginning, so we're gonna go under both loops and we're gonna make that single crochet. I hope I stayed in frame on that, I'm so sorry. And then after we do the first single crochet, the rest are going to be just in the back loops only. So I don't know if you can see this. I'm hoping I chose a yarn that works. But so you've got your 2 loops on the stitch, and we're just going into this back loop only, leaving the front loop behind for another step. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. It's just going to be like the previous row. So I'm just going to single crochet that all the way across, and then I will meet you when we get to the end of this row. All right, so I am back now to this last stitch where I'm going to go under both of the loops, and then we're just going to fasten that off. Okay, so now it might seem like it's getting a bit complicated, but when we work in those back loops, it frees up these front loops for us to work into in the pattern. So now we're going to introduce another color. Could I have chosen anything else? Yes, but I didn't. So this is how I do it. I take my secondary color and I lay it across. And then I will grab my first color, or whatever you want to call it. In this row, this lovely greenish color is the first color. So I'm going to go ahead and make my slip knot, and I'm going to go under those first 2 loops just like we've been doing, and these tails, those we'll work with later. I'll walk you through that as well. But now we're in position to go ahead and start doing the single crochet across, but we're not going to do that just yet. We're going to add this second color, and I'm just going to hold the end. We're going to go under it, so we have both of them on here, and I'm going to pull this through just to get that other color underneath. So you can see it's just kind of locked in there. So now with the second color, we're just going to carry it across, and I'm just going to, let's go ahead and start making some kind of pattern. This isn't going to be the same one that's obviously in the pattern that I'm working on, but I just kind of want to show you why we're leaving these front loops. And so I'm going to go down a couple. Yeah, let's go ahead, and that's 4. So in the 5th one, what I'm going to do a double crochet. So with the double crochet, you yarn over on your hook, and then we're going to go actually into that front loop of the row before. And then we're gonna yarn over, pull through, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2. So we've just double crocheted into the previous row that it was this color. And then so we're not doing anything into that actual stitch. We just went in that row below. Let's go ahead and single crochet a couple more. And we'll do the double crochet again into that row below, right into that front loop. Now you're wondering why I'm carrying this other yarn across. I'm going to go ahead and show you right now. So I'm actually going to single crochet, let's single crochet 3 more. And then on the third one, we're not going to complete it like that. We're going to go through, grab it, pull back, stop there, and then we're going to switch colors. So I'm going to pull the yellow through. So now my green, or whatever color this is underneath, and my yellow is now my working yarn. So now I'm going to make sure that we lock the green in just like we did the yellow all the way down, and I'm going to do my single crochets. So let's just do a couple. And I think 3 is good. So we'll stop there. We'll switch back to the green. Hoping this is able to be seen. And then we'll pull that through. Okay? And then let's go ahead and single crochet 2 more. And then we're going to work a double crochet into the stitch below. So right into that. Okay, and then we are still carrying the yellow yarn across. I'm really hoping I'm not going out of the camera when I'm doing that, so I apologize if I am. And then we're going to go ahead and just, with catching that, nope. Catching that yellow underneath, we're going to go ahead and finish out this row. All right. And then in the last one, we're going to go ahead and single crochet through both of the loops. And then we're going to go ahead and fasten off the green and the yellow. And just make sure that you do leave the tail. So with adding those other colors, this is what we have so far. It doesn't make sense on this, I know. But that's kind of how you work it. And then because we are going to go into the back loops, so we're going to go back to the orange, we're going to work across, and then you can also double crochet with the yellow. So I'm going to stop here for now. Hopefully that explanation was enough of how we're making this blanket that I'm working on. Not in these colors, but I will stop here, and then excuse me, I'll probably work on it a little bit more, make it a little bit bigger, just so when we're doing the border together, it looks like something, but it's starting. So I'm gonna grab the blanket that I'm working on, and I'll show you kind of what this idea was. So I will be right back. All right, guys, I am back, and I am ready to show you this blanket that I have been working on. And I just wanted to mention this blanket is care of Nerd Princess Designs. That is on Etsy. I will put the link to her shop below. First, let me show you the back. This is the back of the blanket, and I think it's kind of cool on the back. But I don't have that piece we were working on together. See? Oh, here we go. Okay. So if you remember the piece, well, remember, we just did it, but if you remember the piece we were working on, this was the front, and this is the back. So you get these lovely lines. My daughter calls them bacon. I call them bacon and burnt bacon just because of the colors. But so this is the back, and then this is the front. And again, I don't want to show you the whole thing, but I think it's really neat the way it's coming out, and I'm excited to finish it. This is in her shop. It is called the My Wayward Son Overlay Mosaic Crochet Pattern. Again, I'm gonna put her link down below. I'm definitely not gonna work her pattern on camera. That's why I wanted to show you the little steps. If you'd like to see more, we can definitely do another round of those stitches and just kind of show you how to work this up. I will be continuing working on this, obviously, when I have time, and I will keep showing you the progress as we go. I am not very far yet. I don't know if you can see there. That's what I've got done so far. So I will continue working on this again in the time that I have to do it, and I will keep you updated as we go. I know we'll be doing other things since this is a Star Crafted blended channel. It's not always going to be crochet. Today was crochet, tomorrow could be, who knows. I did get a request for a tiny house tour, so that may be coming. Well, it is coming. I just am not sure when it's coming. So it will be coming soon, and I think that's it for today. So I will definitely, if you're interested, this is from the show Supernatural, for those who didn't know. It's a really good starter pattern. I haven't really done a lot of overlay mosaic crochet patterns, so it took some reminders at the beginning of how to do it. So hopefully this helped you. If you have any questions, definitely reach out in the comments below. And if you did like this video, please give it a like. Consider subscribing. It will help me out. It will help me grow the channel. And I will see you in the next one. And thank you so much to Nerd Princess Designs. I am loving how this is turning out. So you are amazing. And I hope you guys have a great day. Bye.